succession planning is part of your overall talent management cycle. But it's interesting. There's lots of research which says that leaders, HR people, big cheeses think that succession planning is critical, really important. Yet, interestingly, people don't seem to put so much money into it, put so much time into it. It's always something that they're going to do later. The later has come. We have a client where 50% of their managers can retire within the next 5 years because of succession planning. 50%. And what's scary is that the people who can replace those people who are going to retire can also retire. So you're going to lose 50% and 50%. I don't know what the math is, but it scares me. So if you're not thinking about succession planning, no, let's rephrase that. If you're not doing something about succession planning, maybe you should be. So we have talked with lots of clients about doing something. We've done less than we've talked about it. So it's kind of one of my pet peeves. You know, what's going to happen when you suddenly find you don't have the people to do the work? So it's really critical not just to think about it or have some very pretty plan that you present to the board or whoever about succession planning, but you actually do something. So when we help people with succession planning, some of the things we do are a little different. Of course, you can go through your high potentials, you can do the 9 box. I don't know why it's 9 boxes, but it's 9 boxes. And look at feedback from people and help those people to improve. Of course, they may go and get other jobs, so hopefully you've got a plan B. But you can also do some other things. I think the thing you can think about is, what about your average performers? How are you going to make sure your average performers stay with you? Because average performers are pretty good. I'm pretty happy with average performers. I'm not so happy with the low performers, but I'm pretty happy with the people who do a good job. So how are you going to keep those people? And then we know with the baby boomer deal and those people leaving the workforce, there's going to be a shortage in certain areas. Nursing, engineers, certain types, certain disciplines within physicians and doctors. There's going to be some gaps. I hope you have a plan around that. I don't, but working together we could come up with a plan. And sometimes it looks like those people who maybe don't have a degree, who you kind of just put to one side because when HR does the surveys, they don't show up because they don't have a degree. Or maybe the people who spent 10 years raising their kids, but when you look at work experience, it looks like, oh, 10 years just raising kids. That can't really mean much. Or the people who've been in the military. We're about valuing everybody, and your succession planning could be a great time to be kind of creative and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So you could plan for the future, and you could also plan for how you include everybody, inclusion and diversity. If you're being proactive, taking action rather than being reactive, it's going to pay off. Because guess what? Some director, manager leaves. Suddenly you're running around with expensive recruiters trying to find somebody to fill that place. If you'd thought about it a few years before, maybe there was somebody you could bring in at a lower level. Maybe there's somebody already in the organization. Maybe you decide that this person who was Superman or Superwoman was doing 3 jobs, and actually you need to divide this up into 3 areas at a lower level. Who knows what could actually happen, but if you don't plan that, if you don't think about things and be proactive, not reactive, it's not going to work.